Baja's an incredible place. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's really dangerous and desolate.
It's like a deployment, you know? It's like us going out there and completing a mission.
It's sunrise to sunset, dusk till dawn.
Baja pretty much levels the playing field for everyone. It's an adventure around every corner.
It's the longest day of your life.
This is where legends are made and born. This is the race.
It's beautifully over. It's the most amazing, worst experience you'll have in your life.
This is the Baja 1000.
Down here in Ensenada, and some of the best fans around. Mucho Mexicano locos aquí en Ensenada.
Hundreds of race teams competing in dozens of different classes, all gather in Ensenada for the start of the Baja 1000.
The first off the line is always the pro moto. You know, we want to start off first and never have to deal with anyone else behind us.
So the pro motorbikes go first, followed by the pro quads, then the sportsman motos, which we race in. So our bike is one of the last bikes off the line. So when we finally get on that race course, you know, you find out really quickly, this is no joke. You know, hope for the best, focus on the finish line, because it's a long race.
Well, they're off, and stick around, because 10:30 a.m. we're going to kick it off with the rest of our four-wheel vehicles. The racing has just got started.
Ensenada's a freak show. It's pretty crazy to watch the pilgrimage of people that come out to watch the race.
On race day, Ensenada comes to life with spectators. They love off-road racing more than most race fans love Formula One or NASCAR or anything in between.
If you want to see the creme de la creme of off-road race vehicles, you came to see a trophy truck. I mean, the bottom line is 1,000 horsepower, 40-inch tires, capable of 140 miles an hour. They just sound so awesome.
Basically, it's $1 million piece of equipment that goes through huge bumps, makes a lot of dust and a lot of noise. You put the power down, they are absolutely screaming. And it's the most impressive vehicle you could ever get a ride in or drive on the planet.
I don't think there's any fan that doesn't turn in their chair when they hear a trophy truck coming.
One thing that's amazing about Baja is the different vehicles that are racing. We have trophy trucks, Class 1 buggies, we have hammered trucks, and then we always have the Class 11 Volkswagen Beetles.
Anyone can enter the Baja 1000. You know, that's what's the greatest thing about this race. It doesn't take for you to have $1 million, to have a big team. So I think Baja is perfect for anyone out there that wants to go on an adventure and really push themselves to the limit.
The 11 class, it's a stock 1600cc motor, limited to adding up to 2 inches of travel. We have virtually no travel. You know, added a roll cage for safety measures and adding seats and 5-point harnesses and radios, all the basic stuff you need to race in the safety requirements. So by the time the Class 11 starts the race, it's pretty insane that the Pro Motos are already halfway through.
1X is the lead bike on the road at check 2, 535.94. Good job, guys.
This is the grandfather of all desert racing. You know, it's twice as long as any other race this season.
You know, we won every race last year, and we've won all the races leading up to the 1,000 this year. But the bike behind us at the last race was only a few seconds behind. So we have to really focus and make sure everything's perfect to try and win this race.
Everyone in Baja is running their own pace. Trophy trucks averaging anywhere from 55 to 60 miles an hour. We're usually around 45 to 50 miles an hour average.
You know, the hammer car out there, that's kind of a new class. And, you know, we're right there with those guys. I know it sounds funny, but UTVs came to another level. It's pretty scary to think a UTV is going over 100 miles an hour, but that's where they're at now. And then you got the badass guys that race the Class 11. Those guys are heroes because they're in the car getting beat up really bad in those bugs.
You feel every little bump that you hit. We actually do have to avoid a lot of major rocks because of the class that we're in. We don't have a lot of the clearance like that, so there's just so many obstacles that come into play and so many challenges when driving this class that it makes it fun. Part of the challenge is the fun, you know, to try and get it there.
1X through 717 in the lead.
It's just a different ballgame out here. And it's funny, people that have never been down here, they don't know how hard it is to actually finish a Baja 1000. It's more difficult than any other race on the planet. And to win this, it takes a different breed of person that is obsessed with being the best.
Here comes our first bike coming across the line. Make some noise, Ensenada! for the second year in a row. They are going to hang on to it for one more year.
Team was amazing. I mean, I knew everybody would be solid, but I didn't think we'd have as much speed as we did. So we're all firing on all cylinders, and everybody was just happy the whole time.
Stick around. This is just the first bike. 175 riders and drivers out on course. The action continues.
Racing at night feels very lonely. It feels like what Baja racing is all about.
Everything about Baja changes when the sun goes down.
It definitely separates the men from the boys, because when you have all that light in front of the racetrack, it looks like you're on the moon.
You were just tunnel vision going down there. It's like a circle, and that's all you get.
It brings your focus more in right where you're racing. It's like your lights and only your lights.
I'm in the middle of nowhere right now, riding this motorcycle, and all of a sudden there's this little camp. These people are cheering you on, if you slow down, they'll give you some water. So it's amazing the motivation, these fans out there give you, The people down at Baja love this race, and they're just cheering you on no matter who you are, whether you're that trophy truck guy coming by, or that guy on a dirt bike, or even that Class 11 bug.
The fans in there truly love the sport as a whole, and that's one of the best things about Baja, is that it's not about just the top trophy truck guys.
It's a whole nother world. So when you're out there, it's not the time for mistakes. You can get hurt very easily. So racing at night, I think, is probably one of the most dangerous things to do in Baja. It's really going to take a lot for that person with the self-discipline and that mindset to really kind of keep their head in the game. When you're put in that situation to where it's dangerous, it's tough, it's really pushing you to the limits, you're really gonna look at yourself and be like, am I gonna step up to the plate and make this happen? Am I gonna make sure I get there to that finish line to help my team? And those who rise to the occasion and those who can think straight and really deal with that pressure are the ones that get to the finish line. So when you finally get there, it's just an amazing accomplishment, because you and your team are the only ones who truly know what you went through in order to get there, and you never gave up.
The finish line of the Baja 1000, for me, no matter what the situation, is emotional. I mean, tears flow, you laugh, you cry, you share with your team and your family that incredible journey, and it pulls at your heart. It's hard to explain, it really is. But for my family, that's our life.
The stories that come out of a one-day race, it's a lifetime. And to me, that's kind of the stories are what we live for when we get home, and I feel that that's what keeps us going back down there.
When you come after the race and you bring it back home, you definitely think about it. It is a part of you. It definitely defines you, and you just want to make yourself better.
Once we've done it, you can't ever forget it. It is your story. More than a memory, it's your history.